Hello, one and all, and welcome to this episode of Ranting and Racing. I am your host, Jon Phipps, and there is your co-host, Landon Rock. Hello, sir. And we have a jam-packed week this week, both talking about on-track action and talking about guests on this show. Normally it's just me and Landon and maybe one other shows up, but not this time. We have three other guests here, three distinguished, maybe distinguished is pushing it a bit. Distinguished would be pushing it just a little bit, but,
Characters.
Yes, definitely characters. Definitely characters. A few of which may or may not be oiled up. So, first of all, let's bring on our dear friend and paint scheme designer, Jordan Teagues.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What's up?
And also, we have a second Jonathan on this show. Please welcome to the stage Jonathan Jimenez, also known as Mello.
Hello.
And joining us by way of Hutchinson, Kansas, we have none other than Brett Cox joining us tonight. Hello, sir.
You said the wrong city, sir.
I said, you're not from Hutchinson?
I'm from Great Bend.
I thought you said you're from Hutchinson.
I grew up in Hutch. I live in Great Bend now. I've been living in Great Bend for about 2 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know you'd moved to Great Bend. I thought you'd went back to Hutchinson. So, yes, we've got a full house tonight, which you love to see for Ranting and Racing. And not only that, we've got a jam-packed weekend of racing action to talk about. So the NASCAR Cup Series and the Xfinity Series went to Fontana, Auto Club Speedway, and IndyCar kicked off its season this weekend, going to the streets and runways of St. Petersburg, Florida. So I guess we'll start in chronological order of sorts. We'll start with Xfinity at Auto Club. And we had a lot, and I mean a lot of great action. We had a lot of great action. We had Matt Kenseth wasn't in the booth till the Cup race. But a lot of on-track action. Cole Custer, although he's far from a first-time winner, the team he was driving for got, I don't think it was its first win, but it was its first win in 30.
It was a first win.
First win, though Bobby Dotter, the team owner, is not a first-time winner as a team owner. When he had his own when he had his own Xfinity team, he won not too far from where I am, New River Valley Speedway in Dublin, Virginia. That was 1992, and 30 years later, he has his day in the sun again. We had a lot of, lot of action, lot of controversy and incidents during that Xfinity race. So, gentlemen, take it wherever you want to take it with the Xfinity race.
Longest 4 hours ever.
Did that race really crack 4 hours?
That race wouldn't end.
It ended under the lights, so yeah. It was like
Yeah, so, again, we got Cole Custer come out the winner at that Fontana race, though we had a lot of new faces up there. You had... my hat goes off to Anthony Alfredo in the 23 car.
Absolutely.
I thought he was going to get it.
Yeah, I thought he did too. He had the freshest tires at the end. He was right up there in the mix. And, but yeah, no one was beating Cole Custer on that particular day. So, some of the incidents that we saw over the course of that race, Daniel Hemrick and Ty Gibbs getting together, fighting, I believe it was either for the lead or fighting for second. And
second or third, somewhere top five for sure.
Yeah, for sure in the top five. I'm surprised, first off, that the splitters don't explode when you slide through the grass anymore. Because we saw Ty Gibbs go whipping through the grass at like 170, maybe 180. Splitter stayed intact. You saw a crap load of grass and sod go flying. But other than that, everything was good. So, what else, aside from us getting our once every decade pit barrel incident out of the way? Shouts to Brandon Jones.
His third spin of the day.
Yeah. This
I have
strikes, you're out.
Race. More specifically, two drivers I want to talk about. I want to talk about Ryan Sieg first. That boy ran top 10 all day, and that was great because last year he struggled a lot with the Fords, so it seems like he's getting going back. And Trevor Bain, he's back.
Yes.
And he won
Yes.
stage one and was up front all day long. That was cool for Trevor.
Yes, it was. And I promised, because Trevor has a new sponsor for the races, excuse me, for the races that he's doing this year. Devotion Nutrition, which is, I think, a Christian-based line of health products. And I was just I won't say not energy drinks, but like stuff like Gatorade and stuff like that. So yeah, Bane found the cherry flavored holy water and willed himself to a second. I think it was second place finish that T Bane was at, and Landon mentioned Trevor Bane is not Trevor Bane. He mentioned Ryan Sieg as well. Sieg, I think Fontana is becoming one of Sieg's better racetracks, because if you remember 2 years ago, Sieg was right up there in the mix, led a bunch of laps, finished, I think, third behind the Gibbs cars, and he comes out in this one here, having got all of the kinks ironed out with switching to Ford, and coming home with a top 10 finish, and staying in the C camp, staying in the RSS racing vein. We had a bit of controversy after. So here's the context. Timmy Hill, who everyone here loves, we all love Timmy, one of the best underdogs out there, finally gets a shot in Xfinity in prime equipment. He gets into the team car for Ryan Sieg's 39 car, gets into the 38. Joe Graff Jr., who we all here have clowned in recent years, the man failed to qualify in both RCR equipment and in colleague equipment. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Joe Graff fails to qualify.
Yep.
Ironically enough, in the team car to the car that Cole Custer won with on Saturday afternoon. So he goes in there, Joe Graff does, buys out his spot in the field, and though I will admit, excuse me, I will admit, he did keep his nose clean, he did bring the 38 home in peace, but still, it was a bit of a heartbreak to see Timmy get knocked out of that ride. So Cole Custer was the dominant car of the day in that 07 car. Getting down and the Xfinity race wound up being the theme basically for the weekend at Fontana. Lots of spins, lots of contact. I think I read, I'm just going to fast forward a little bit to the Cup race, but I think I read somewhere that the Cup race on Sunday had as much cautions in it as the last 4 Cup races at Fontana had put together.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I believe it.
Like I say, the Xfinity race just set the precedent for it. Lots of carnage. We saw the leaders get into it. Ty Gibbs had an incident. I think maybe Noah Gregson had an incident as well.
Gregson got the wall a couple times. He was just overdriving the car
Yeah.
again.
And though the big incident of the race turned out to be an incident that we don't really see that much of in NASCAR. We saw an impact with the sand barrels. Now, for those of you who may be new to NASCAR, what NASCAR does is, first of all, you can't have the blunt end of a pit wall sticking out for someone to spin into. That's just not right. So what NASCAR does is they put these barrels, these giant yellow barrels full of sand at the head end of pit road to cushion any blow a driver might have. And it's very rare that we see that get tested, but it did get tested on Saturday afternoon. Brandon Jones, who went for the spin cycle 3 times, you said, Jordan?
3 times. Leave it to Brandon Jones to find that sand bucket.
The people's favorite.
Sand bucket.
The people's champ.
Oh my god. So Jones spins around, 3rd time's the charm, wham, catches the sand barrels, makes an ungodly mess at the head end of pit road. And that craziness, as I say, translated over into the Cup race. Though we have to go, before we jump into the Cup race, we'll go back to, I think it was qualifying that this happened in. But Landon brought this up to me earlier, that we had our first truly junked Gen 7. When Ross Chastain had, whatever did they deem
Overcorrection.
that as? Was it
No parts broke.
And
No parts broke, no flat
which is
tires?
Shocking.
The car stepped out in the rear end, and since it's got such better grip from the wider track in the tires, what normally would have just been a simple save in the last generation of car just shot it to the right.
Wow, I'd not seen that.
I thought it was a parts
Seen
failure.
that.
I thought it was a blown tire myself, but Ross just overcorrects in qualifying and just whops the wall in turn 4, and Chris Buescher winds up spinning out a fucking half-mile back. He was nowhere near the wreck. He's like, yeah, I want to spin too. Whee! Here we go.
Set the tone for Chris's weekend.
Yeah, that pretty much summed it up. But yeah, Ross junked that race car. It's the first Gen 7 we've seen get truly wrecked. I mean, unusable.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people coming in here. Bob Ross is here. Renee Yaworsky, the executive producer of this thing, is here. We've got a lot of people watching this right now, and I'm so happy. So, the race, the carnage that we saw in Xfinity carried over. I want to touch first, though, regarding the Cup race. I want to talk about Kyle Larson.
Do you?
And this
Boy.
the groans are already starting. So this is probably gonna be a room splitter with us. But Larson basically did to Chase Elliott what he did to Justin Haley at the Clash. And I don't know if he took a page out of the Penske playbook, what he did.
Yeah.
But he swerves over I forget when exactly in the race it was, but he swerves over
22 laps to go.
22 to go. He just doors Chase Elliott, puts him in the wall, knocks Elliott out of contention, and then Elliott wound up spinning. I think he wound up spinning due to the damage.
He broke something in the car. I think it was the toe.
A broken toe arm.
Broken toe arm, and that's what sent him spinning, though he was already a lap down at that point. But yeah, Larson did that. Goes on to win the race. So, about the Cup race. Take it wherever y'all want to take it.
An easy 9 out of 10. That was a very good.
Yeah.
The race was great.
When talking about the race as a whole, start to finish, I don't remember the last time I've seen a race on a big track, Michigan, Auto Club, like any of the other 2-mile tracks, or even mile and a half. I don't remember seeing a single one of them, maybe even in my time of watching NASCAR, that I was never bored. I was never bored during this race.
Yes. Though that Fontana's getting a fun reputation of having races like that. Because if you think about even when they ran it last time 2 years ago, with a completely different car, completely different package. I don't even think there was cautions in that race, aside from the general stage cautions. But even then, it was such a fun race. And I think that, like I say, I think Fontana is starting to get a fun reputation of having these great races. I agree with you, Jordan. That race, from beginning to end, was just bam, bam, bam. And there's just so much great action. We had some wrecks, but not anything.
It wasn't chaotic. It really wasn't a chaotic race. It was
the most chaotic wreck was the rat crash.
Yes, I was just about to bring that up. So he and Bubba Wallace get together, goes around, and I think 6 cars got taken up in that.
It was the 6 car, the 23, the 21, the 2 was involved, and then I think 1 or 2 other cars sustained a little bit of damage.
Okay. And oh shit moment of the race goes to William Byron.
Oh my god.
Blowing a tire, or was it Tyler Reddick?
It was Tyler Reddick blew a tire.
It was Reddick that blew the tire. So
from
Reddick
the lead,
blew
he was slowing down on corner exit. 24 just cleared up the track and cleaned him out.
So Reddick blows the tire. Byron comes up and just sideswipes him. You know that Byron was sitting at about 2 inches of shit after that happened. Coming that close to wiping both he and Reddick out.
Oh, he did.
He did. He pretty much took him out of the win chance, but
yeah.
Either way, right?
This is okay. So as I said at the top, Pirate usually joins us for these episodes, but he's not here this week, and I so wish he was, because his driver, Daniel Suarez, was that damn close to getting the victory. He had Larson, I think it was 2 laps to go. He had Larson cleared down the back, but he goes low into turn 3. Larson rips the wall and winds up getting the run off the corner. He gets by Suarez, and Larson winds up grabbing the win. And what Fox didn't capture on the last lap was pretty hair-raising. I showed it to Landon earlier. Ryan Blaney. I mean, this man was at least 45 degrees sideways coming off turn 2 on the white flag lap. Somehow grabs a hold of that car. And I'll try and link the footage and all in the comments after we're done here. But I mean, Blaney at least 45 degrees sideways coming off turn 2, and then apparently Harvick had a similar save going into 3 and 4. Denny Hamlin bounced it off the wall at the end, and I don't know how we didn't have big junk coming to the line, but they all held on, and all was great. And by the way, staying on the Cup race. First of all, I'm so happy the qualifying is back, and I'm so happy the qualifying chaos is back.
Yes.
Because we saw a lot, and I mean a lot, of great drivers. We saw a lot of great drivers struggle in qualifying. Lots of spins, lots of crashes. Ross Chastain we've touched on. Kevin Harvick didn't get a time in. Bubba Wallace didn't get a time in.
Can't forget about Eric Jones.
Eric, I was about to touch on that. So your Daytona 500 winner, Austin Cindric, carries that momentum into Fontana, grabs the pole after Chase Elliott winds up spinning on what would have been a flying pole lap.
Yeah.
So Elliott spins, Cindric winds up getting the pole, and with Eric Jones in the Petty GMS ride coming in second slot for the race, and though Cindric didn't really.
I don't think Cindric led a lap. He started from the pole, and then the 43 drove it in hard into one on the first lap, and I thought he was going to lose all his mo coming up off 2. Not a chance. The 2 just kept falling back, and the 43 checked out for about 9 laps or so before he got caught by someone else.
Right.
Yeah. So make of that those wild practice and qualifying sessions what you will.
On the Penske topic, I think the fastest Penske car of the race was actually the 12 car. But I'm going to give it to Landon Rock for him to tell us exactly what happened there, because I'm pretty sure he's pretty happy about it.
How is it losing 40 spots on pit road?
You guys lost more spots on pit road than there was in the car. There was cars on track.
In the race. It was about 50 spots on pit road.
Yeah, our pit crew let us down big time there. We only had one stop out of the entire day where we didn't lose spots on pit road.
You just broke even.
Yeah, broke even. That was the worst performance I've ever seen out of a pit crew. It legitimately felt like they sabotaged him.
That's what it looked like from the spectators' point.
So now you know how.
I was about to say Kevin Harvick.
Now you know how Kevin Harvick fans have felt for actual years, and it's gonna be even funnier when Blaney's in the 4 car in 2 years. So,
I don't know about that one.
You never know.
I think he'll stay at Penske for a little while, but I would like to see him get out of that team and go to something where he can rely on his crew. Maybe not get out of the team, but
Harrison
Brent
Burton
really agrees.
I mean, Harrison Burton has to go somewhere. Who says it can't be the 2 car?
I mean, it could be.
Hey, you never know.
I think we already know who's going to go to the 4 car. They've already lined that up.
Who'd you say?
Well, actually, no, I'll take that back because he's probably going to go to the 10 car. I was thinking about Ryan Preece.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they've got Priest tagged as their release driver. And he's driving this weekend in the Truck Series.
Yeah, I'm kind
He's
of
also running part-time this year in the Rick Ware Racing 15 car.
That's right.
Yes.
Won a race.
Yep. Raced his way into the Clash with that car. I'm
We
kind
need to make a shirt for that.
I'm kind of pissed by the way that Priest didn't get a full shot in the trucks this year, because I think him and that 17 truck would have been a legit title contender.
Yeah.
It'd have been fun to see. Ryan Preece is a hell of a race driver. He just never gets to, like so many others. So many drivers in the Cup Series, all 3 series of racing, just don't get the right shot. I think your prime example is Matt DiBenedetto. He's driven like hell his whole career, and whether you love him or hate him, the 21 was his best chance that he's had, and he just wasn't quite able to get the job done. Not from his doing. A lot of the time he got wins taken from him. Talladega 2020. Or 2021, was it? I can't remember.
It was both Talladega races that year.
But it's just if you put a good driver in a good car, you're going to see the results. It's just sometimes it takes a bit of time.
Yeah, I think I agree with you wholly there. So, also, notable results in the Cup Series. We mentioned Eric Jones. I think he came home, was it third? Third place. for Eric Jones. I think you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see some fresh blood in victory lane this year. Just from the.
I hope so.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember I think seeing somewhere where the next first time winner in the Cup Series, it'll be the 200th driver to ever win in the Cup Series.
If that's true, that's quite a distinction.
Yeah. So
That's pretty cool.
And we've got three, at least two, I think three prime candidates. Obviously Tyler Reddick.
Yes.
Also Chase Briscoe.
Daniel Suarez.
Suarez, yes.
Suarez.
I think there could be more than that, though.
I think we already got Cindric out of the way. Because he was going to be a prospect.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain.
Yeah, Ross is.
Ooh, yes, I forgot about Ross. I think he'll be a threat.
I mean,
it's all
if that
over.
43 car keeps showing up like that,
Ty
wait,
Dillon.
Eric Jones already won. It'd be cool for the 43 to win.
Dillon's a
Ty
good
Dillon's in the
choice.
same equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
I
saw
think
the kind of runs that Ty pulled out of Germain equipment years ago.
I think he ran sixth in the 500.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Well, he was
top 10.
He was gonna win the Charlotte Roval if it had kept raining.
That'd have been awesome.
If it had just kept misting, he would have lapped the field.
On his rain tires.
Oh yeah. He by the way, he channeled God with having those rain tires hold up like they did on a dry racetrack. Come on now.
That was awesome. Actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he was running. I think he was the only one running slicks in the rain, and then he and Timmy Hill were.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Timmy. It so flipped me out to see Timmy running like fifth in that '66 car.
He was running third in the last lap of that stage, and then he got shuffled, I think, to fifth or fourth.
Yeah. Wasn't that the same weekend that Gray Galding damn near won in Mike Harmon equipment?
I don't remember that one. That would have been from the Xfinity race.
Yeah, the Xfinity race was a hurricane. The
Yeah.
Xfinity race was a hurricane. That was the one that
The most enjoyable hurricane ever.
That was fun.
Mid Ohio 2017 would like a word with you.
I think it rained harder at Charlotte. Actually,
Dude,
no. Thinking back,
I was gonna say it. That
Justin Marks.
that deluge Mid Ohio race, you couldn't see your hand in front of your
Yeah,
face.
that was pretty nuts.
It was that bad.
I think it was just because it was so dark that it kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
Because they were starting to get towards nighttime at Charlotte. They were putting every ounce of light they had on that track.
Yep. Which
Most
makes me wish much more that which makes me hope that much more that we get a rain race. Wait, what happened?
Mello just got kissed by his mom. That was awesome.
See, this is the kind of spontaneity we love on this show.
I
Brent,
saw him
you
like,
have
no,
an
no.
echo.
Sorry about that. She told me she was going to bed. So.
It's all good. It's all good. If you knew some of the stuff that has happened to me when I'm doing a live stream, you would die. Okay, that's nothing. That's nothing. So, any other comments, notes about the race weekend at Fontana?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Floor's
Many.
yours.
I have got a visual representation. This is called a steering wheel, y'all. When you got a car down low and your spotter's saying car low, car low, car low, and this is calling out Mr. Tyler Mon.
Ah, yes.
And there's another car that's, doing this in the fucking corner that you're in. A little high, especially when it's coming out of the same goddamn shop. You're supposed to let your driver know that there's a car there.
I hope that we've forgiven Larson at this point, because Mon took the responsibility.
Tyler Mon!
Yeah, Mon. I will say this: Tyler Mon, he did take responsibility, and You just know that during the team meeting today, Jeff Gordon was working harder than the fucking folks talking with Russia and Ukraine right now, trying to make peace with Larson and Elliott. You know he was working double time trying to get peace restored between Larson and Elliott. So
I really hope that's a non-issue, because it would be a shame to head out to Las Vegas in a couple days and go watch Chase Elliott junk the 5 car just because of a bad miscommunication.
That wouldn't happen.
I mean, he wants to lose his job at Hendrick. He can do it.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Chase wants to form his own team, then maybe. But I don't think Chase has reached the Brad
That
Keselowski
contract extension
level.
does magical things.
Yeah. That was a good breaking piece of news this week. So Chase, I believe, got signed through
Or maybe it was 2020. I think it was 2027 or 2028.
I think it's 27.
That's 5-year
So,
contract.
do we think that Chase Elliott will be a Hendrick lifer?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
It's not even a
Without
question.
question.
It's done. They're just not
And
calling
yes,
it done. Lifetime contracts are 1 in a million, and we've seen 3 from Hendrick in the last 2 decades. Because you said
Wait,
you had
Jimmy's?
the Gordon. Jimmy's was lifetime.
Really?
Jimmy's was lifetime.
Jimmy
Lowe's
Jr.
was Jeff, Jimmy, and Jr. You have to have a J name. Chase broke that rule.
So Chase is gonna drop the C from his name and replace it with a J.
Jace Elliott.
Chase.
July.
Shut up. So, yes. And again, any other? So Brett said his piece about the Larson Elliott incident.
Oh, I got more to say, but I'm gonna.
There we go. And by the way, for those of you wondering, yes, that one there, Brent Cox, is swilling on a bottle of Jack Daniels. Oh,
I
God.
do
So,
have a thing to mention. That I don't
This
think
is what you drink when your teammate wrecks you with a Winnie car.
so Landon, do you, Jordan, or Mello have any other comments or concerns? Not concerns, but
do.
about Fontana?
I have a shout out to mention from this week.
Okay.
From somebody that did something that not many are talking about that should be talked about. It's Mr. Curtis P. Busch.
Yes.
He had the most on-track passes yesterday with 133, despite constantly going to the back for a problem. He finished in the top 10 after everything that happened. And also,
Go
I
ahead.
want to shout out Mr. Hamrick, who was 2 laps down. Or
Daniel
something.
Hemrick ran 30th all day and then was 9th at the checkered flag.
He was literally 4 laps down at one point.
Yeah. And finally, Mr. Dillon, who was nowhere to be seen the whole race, and then out of nowhere, he nearly won the race in the last.
Yeah,
20 laps.
Austin was right up there in the mix. That's the thing about 2-mile racetracks. It seems like either Austin Dillon or Tyler Reddick is going to be right there in the mix when it's all said and done. But I do agree with what you said about Kurt. Kurt, I think he's going to have a career renaissance this year. I could see him winning multiple races easily.
Any team he's joined, he makes them automatically better.
Yeah.
In the first year.
And we have lost Brent.
His computer's restarting.
Oh, his computer's restarting? Okay. So Brent will join us again in a few minutes. So now let's turn our attention to IndyCar. And I got it
Before we get off IndyCar, I do want to talk about something.
Go for it.
Jordan, you said you were going to Vegas. Why is that?
So, for those of you who watched the Xfinity race, you might have seen a new design on the number 35 Toyota Supra for Emerling Gase Racing, driven by Joey Gase. It was the One Legacy sponsored number 35 Toyota. And as a designer of paint schemes for Officially 4 years, unofficially 8, 10, somewhere around there. I finally was able to break through, have one of my paint schemes run on track. I know screen share isn't working, but I've got a plethora of pictures. I can hold one up to my camera.
Good deal. Hats off to you, man. See, right there.
This
Look
race
at
car.
And I will, and once we wrap here, I will post a clear picture of the car in the comments for y'all to see. But Jordan, happy for you, man.
Yes,
Proud
sir.
of you.
It was a very stressful ordeal. But
we can confirm that.
So it started November 4th, 2021, when I got Joey reached out to me. And was just like, hey, we've got a new sponsor coming on for Daytona, which was Kitty Cat Coin.
Yes.
And they asked if I could make them a mock-up scheme. So I was, and they were like, keep it quiet. The company hasn't gone public yet. So I was like, okay, absolutely. Got to work, got some stuff sent out. Unfortunately, that scheme didn't pan out. They went with another designer. But as far as I'm concerned, because I know they sent my renders first. I'm assuming that it was at that point that sponsor agreed to sponsor the car. They just went with a different design that came along later on. Credit to the guy that made it. The car looked good. Shame that Shane Lee's got taken out in that accident. But Joey was able to keep it on track, came home 26th. But after I found out that my scheme was not selected, he said, I promise that you will be on track this year, and then said that they were going to be sponsored by, it was actually Nevada Donor Network, which obviously Nevada isn't in California. So that's the reason we're headed out to Las Vegas.
Wait a minute. You mean that Nevada's not in California?
It's close.
Had me fooled for so long.
We will be on track next week as well, or this coming week as well, in Nevada at Las Vegas with the Nevada Donor Network sponsor number 35. It'll be the same scheme, but with the Nevada Handprints of Hope for the Donate Life out there, and everything else that they're doing with that team. I'm heading out to the track. Joey is having me as a VIP. I'll be on pit road with the car. I've got some stickers that I don't know if it's legal or not, if I'm going to get Joey penalized for the green flag for unapproved adjustments of my logo that are actually here. Hold on. There we go. I got decals made of my logo that are going to be going on the race car. So it's
awesome.
An absolute dream come true. I've been waiting for this for a damn long time. And I'm just thankful to everybody at Emmerling Gase, Joey, everybody associated, One Legacy, Nevada Donor Network, everybody that made this happen. And everybody, I've not seen a single person shit talk the scheme. So I'm happy about that. But we'll see what happens. When I'm out in Nevada, I'm going to be plugging away. I'm going to be walking up and down pit road going to every single team just like, hey, what's up?
And Landon, let this be a source of motivation for you.
You are next, fucker.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I've shown, and I'll put some of Landon's. I'll put some of Landon's stuff in the comments. Well, let y'all see some of it. But Landon and Jordan are two, and Brent as well. Those three are some of the best scheme designers I've ever seen. Though a lot of their work has been with, some of the offline sim racing leagues that we partake in. Though with Jordan finally getting his shot.
It's funny you say that, Alondo.
Yes.
Let me show you two pictures real quick.
And by the way, if you're wondering why he's calling me Alondo, it is because for a long time that was my chat name in the Discord that we're in.
I forgot that's not your real name.
Yeah, it all stems from a joke. So we were doing like reverse names or something like that, and for some reason my brain stumbled upon Fernando Alonso, who's a world-class F1 racer and all.
Yeah.
My brain, being the brain it is, and we were talking about reverse names, it came up with Alondo Fernanzo. And that was my username in Discord for a long time. So that is the quick backstory of why he called me Alondo. So while Jordan is getting the pictures ready.
So when we were talking about that offline league stuff, obviously, we're all a part of it. We call it the Pog Series.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Pog Series YouTube channel. Joey had me do hero cards as well for the schemes, autograph cards. They were at a session that they took the car to in California. They'll be in Las Vegas, and like they look great, and they look like this. And I needed a background photo. So in the background, behind all of the stuff is a screenshot from the Pog Series racing at Talladega.
Yep.
I love it.
I got an email from the guy that was going to be printing these, and it was just like, hey, I just have a few questions for you. I was like, oh, this is going to be it. He's going to say, do you have the rights to this photo? There's logos, and we can't use this. I get the photo. Can this be printed on 8.5 by 11 instead of 8 by 10? I was like, yes, it can. Just don't.
There you go.
So I saw the printed cards. They have everything on it. It's a nice little Easter egg for those who know what I do, who we are, everything like that. And I look forward to get my hands on some of those cards when I go out to Vegas and just talking to Joey down the line.
Good things are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Also, and so we'll pivot from NASCAR at Fontana to IndyCar.
Mello, Lamy, this is
On the
Yes,
streets
sir,
and runways of St. Pete. And I have to. Scott McLaughlin is an IndyCar winner. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well earned.
So the Aussie sensation, who I swear is going to be both Marcus Ambrose and Juan Pablo Montoya, all rolled into one before it's over with.
Big statement.
Scotty Mack claimed his first pole position of his IndyCar career.
And then won.
And turned the trick. He parlayed that pole run into a victory. Got his first pole position, got his first race win, all in one go after a real struggle last season driving for Penske. But he's turned it around this year. He's got a win under his belt. So IndyCar at St. Petersburg. Take it wherever you want to take it.
I'm just gonna mention that there is a trend in the past 3 or 4 years that the guy who wins the first race of the year wins the title. If I recall, Dixon won race 1 in 2020. He won the title. Powell won last year from pole at Mid Ohio or Barber. Remember, he won the title. McLaughlin has now won. And it was his first career win by Powell. Could it be 3 years in a row it happens? I don't know, but
that'd be very cool.
I, for one, would be very much down for a Scott McLaughlin championship.
One for the Aussies.
IndyCar this year.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So, talk about some of the stuff that went on during that IndyCar race. I know we had a pretty eventful practice leading up to it. I think the biggest crash of it all was, funny enough, was it James Davison?
it was Grosjean and
Grosjean. I love that Grosjean rear-ended his old ride.
Brent doesn't love it.
That's my car. That's my guy's.
The funniest thing of the whole thing was that with all that happened, Jimmy in another corner of the track at the same time just spun himself out in the process.
Yeah, Jimmy
champion.
Johnson. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson he is not having a good time in IndyCar. He's
having a great time. He's just not doing a good lot.
Yeah, no. He was
That's fun.
He was getting beaten by Dalton Kellett, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, in terrible AJ Foyt equipment. But yeah, Jimmy, and I know there's some folks here that actually grew up in the town that Jimmy grew up in, and they love Jimmy, but he's a meme with 4 wheels in IndyCar.
I don't even know how he'll do at the ovals. to be honest, because it's a different breed of a car than it is on a
I
stock
think
car. So
I think it might be for the best that they're only running on ovals twice this year,
I think he'll do better.
or three times.
I'm one of the few people that thinks he'll actually. I don't think he'll contend for wins, but I think that he'll have a better handle on it. He'll
I just want him to not suck
be able to
ass
do that.
again.
Yeah,
It's
I
harder to
mean,
mess up an oval than it is a road course.
I think a lot of people viewed Jimmy coming to IndyCar about the same as they viewed Montoya coming to NASCAR, with the results considered. Because, Montoya had a good but not great run in the Cup Series, won a few races, was widely respected by his peers. And who knows, Jimmy might turn out to be that exact same way, but it's still early yet. Jimmy's not running oval yet, though. Him going back to some of these tracks that he has run at before, I think that'll really serve him in good stead this year. So, what other takeaways do we have from St. Petersburg?
I was very impressed by Powo's drive because he had a pretty rough qualifying. He crashed in practice the same day as quali, and he nearly won the race from like 10th on the grid. So he's going to be very hard to beat for that title, I think, if he keeps that up the whole year.
Yeah, if Scotty Mack didn't do it, I'd love to see Pato repeat. Pato Award and that entire Aero McLaren SP team has quickly become some of my favorites on the IndyCar circuit. Brent, Landon, Jordan, any comments about IndyCar?
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about the tire strategy with this race. I thought it was quite interesting.
Uh-oh.
Well, what?
I think Brent cut out on us. he'll
He has
give
been
us
having
his
some computer issues the last few days.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah, he's been
that.
overheating a bit. He must be a Toyota.
So take some tape off the grill. You'll be all right. So
Get the sand out of the
Brent's,
radiator.
Brent's gonna give us his take via smoke signals, and someone else just popped in here. It's Brent again. So let me pop Brent off the screen and put Brent number 2 on the screen.
The second helping.
I'm on my phone.
There we go. Much better. Much better.
So my big takeaway from this race was the strategy with reds versus blacks. So as I said, my team is the 51 Dale Coyne with Reserve Racing, and I noticed that they started on the black where the first all started on the reds. Was questioning that strategy and I think it turned out a bit because as the art started wearing and everything, I think it made an advantage for some blacks and went to reds liquor. You would have that fall off quicker with the on that final last. But I think overall it was the best. It was a good strategy for black and go to reds. But it was all kind of experiment with that, try to work what worked, what didn't work, and I think a mixture of results of that kind of was what played in. I mean, you had back marker cars back because they're tired, running up front. I mean, like I said, we were running through 19 for the majority, right? And we got top 10. So I think tire strategy was huge.
Mm-hmm. I think Sato is going to breathe a lot of life. Of course, to be fair, when Roman Grosjean was in that car last year, it was a rocket ship. And Grosjean should have won 2 or 3 times in that car last year. But I think putting Sato in that car, if we're being honest here, I don't think they're going to drop off at all in terms of performance. I think Sato's going to jump up there with his experience, and he's going to give that 51 a lot of great runs. May even back his way into a win or two. I would love to see Sato.
I could see that 51
Maybe at
winning
the
the Indy
end.
500.
Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
I don't think
Rick
Brent would be
Ware
able to
racing-
survive that.
Yeah, Brett's heart would just explode.
Also,
Go ahead.
since we're on the since we're on the topic of the 51 car and Rick Ware Racing, I also want to give a quick shout out to them on the NASCAR side because in 2 races they've gotten 3 top 25s, which is big for a team that's gotten average points of 30th to 33rd last year. So it's a huge improvement. It might not sound like much, but for them it's big.
Yeah, it really makes me happy, both in NASCAR and IndyCar, to see a lot of the teams that we've sort of pigeonholed as back markers take steps up, especially in NASCAR with the new car. We're seeing Rick Ware Racing run good. Spire Motorsports is taking a step up. Front row, you can't really categorize Front Row Motorsports as a back marker anymore.
I've seen front row. So front row, they have their obviously super speedway is god tier.
Yeah.
But McDowell was running 10th
Oh yeah.
on speed
He was at the end of
at
the
Auto
race.
Club at one point. He didn't get to finish the show for it, but he was up there running well. And then Gilliland has been. I mean, he's not going to be the rookie of the year because Austin Cindric exists. But Gilliland is doing really, really well. Like he was up there in the top 10, top 5 in the 500 at one point, and then he didn't really do anything too flashy at Auto Club. But how many champions wrecked their cars?
Plenty.
Many.
Todd kept it clean.
So, I guess we will sneak up on the end of this with some predictions for Vegas. So, Landon, please remind us of who me and you and Pirate picked.
For Fontana?
Yes.
All right. I picked for Cup. I picked Kyle Busch. You picked Larson, so you won that one.
Oh, I did.
Pirate picked Bowman, and Nate was here, and he picked Blaney.
Okay, so I am right now 1-4. Landon is 0-5, and Pirate is 0-5 as well. So let me get that updated first. I'm literally doing banner things as we speak. So this will be scrolling along the bottom of the screen. Pirate 0-5. So as you can tell, well, aside from me, I was golden. I was golden this week, in Cup, that is. So, so we will now do our picks for Las Vegas. And I debated, because we're going to start with the trucks, then go to Xfinity, and then close out with Cup. I had a half of a nerve to make one rule for the truck race.
I wonder what that rule will be.
You
You can't pick Kyle Busch.
Yes, that was going to be the rule. You can't pick Kyle Busch because that's an automatic dog.
There goes my pick.
Well, I decided on it, but I decided not to do it because that wouldn't be fair.
I say leave it.
I mean,
Let's have some fun. Let's pick guys.
Okay,
Let's have some fun winners.
You can't pick. Okay, you can't pick Kyle Busch for the truck race. So we'll start with Landon, and we'll go clockwise.
What are we starting with? Trucks?
Trucks.
Okay, I picked Christian Eckes.
Ooh, interesting pick. Give a little bit of explanation.
He won there the last time they were there. Thor Sports pretty fast, so he goes back to back.
I'd be down for an Eckes win. So Jordan, go ahead. Well, I ruled out Kyle Busch. So
Oh no,
Jordan,
I've got another pick. So I've seen the speed from the Toyotas this year. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether you like the truck or not, I've seen the speed from those new bodies. They look good. They look fast.
They ugly.
My heart's screaming. Stuart Friesen.
Ooh, that's an interesting pick. I could see Friesen doing it though. Friesen, he's steadily getting
really
better
good on those
with the
mile and a half. The
Toyotas.
trucks get to draft a little bit more than the other series do, and
That's true.
I feel like he's just gonna finally be able to do something ever since they went to Toyota. Been waiting too damn long.
Mello, what say you? Who's your pick of trucks?
My gut is telling me Ben Rhodes may win this week. Because Ford Sport
Rhodes?
always comes into Vegas with fast trucks.
Yeah, Rhodes ain't a bad pick. Brent, what say you?
So I'm not the biggest follower. So I'm still kind of learning where it moved and where they've gone.
Yes.
So this is going to be a question that should be an obvious question. But is Sauter in the Thor Sport truck?
No, Sauter is not entered at all this weekend.
He's not. Really?
Sauter is part-time.
Yeah, Sauter's
For
part-time.
Jesus Christ
Brennan,
Racing, whatever it is.
yeah, Brennan Poole is in the 46, and then Matt Jaskell is in the 47 that Sauter ran at Daytona.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
Matt Jaskell.
I have a feeling that we're going to see a veteran in the truck series. So with that being said, I'm going to put my pick with Matt Crafton.
Ooh, so a lot of
I
Thor
can see
Sport.
that.
A lot of Thor Sport picks coming in.
I think
So-
Crafton will win. It's been a while
Landon-
since Crafton won race seems. And I think he's due. I think Vegas is a good
Yeah.
place for that win.
So we had
Everyone
Landon
picked Toyota.
picking, had Landon picking Thor Sport, Mello picking Thor Sport, Brent picking Thor Sport.
How more Friesen
Gotta
Enterprises?
be one dissenter. There's gotta be one. Listen, there's gotta be one dissenter in the bunch, and I'm gonna be that dissenter. Y'all went with Toyota. 3 of y'all went with Thor Sport. I am breaking with that. I am going with a Ford. I'm gonna say Ryan Preece gets the job done in the
That'd be cool.
truck race.
I'm going to be there. I'd love to see
So-
Ryan Preece win.
Oh yes,
I'm hitting the triple header.
God, you just know that Preece and Kyle Busch is gonna be the ones
They'll be
deciding it. Whew, that would be amazing. So, Xfinity time, and again we'll start with Landon and go clockwise.
This doesn't make me very happy, but this is going to make Brent very happy. I have picked Noah Gregson.
Ooh, so Gregson to win on his home turf. That's an
think
interesting
so.
little pick. Alrighty, Jordan, what say you?
I've seen the speed. My heart is screaming. Landon Castle.
Landon,
Fucking win. At Las Vegas.
I would.
One
excuse
cool
me,
thing
I would
about
love
Landon
that.
Castle is someone has picked him every week.
And he's
Yeah,
been
I wonder
fast
who that
every
could have
week.
been.
He's been
No.
fast.
I mean, I picked him at Daytona. Nate picked him last week, and now Jordan has picked him. So someone has picked
Yes.
him every week on this show.
He's finally going to get something. He was running 7th
Yeah.
when he got junked at Daytona. When
then
Maya
he
Snyder
was-
flew the fuck away. He was
When
running
he's 7th, when he blew up
when
too.
he blew up at
Fontana?
Auto Club. He burst into flames because NASCAR doesn't check
I'm
the
not-
track.
Yeah, I've not seen a fireball like that in a long time.
I
Mello,
wish I didn't see it yesterday.
All right.
Mello, what say you?
I'm sorry, Jordan, but I'm not going with Mr. Castle.
Good.
I am
Stay away from
going with Mr. Tyrone Gibbs to get it done at Vegas.
Tyrone Gill.
That was my pick.
Oh, you robbed Brent's pick. So, Brent, who's your backup plan?
Joe Graff Jr.
Gibbs was my. It's
Hold up. Are we just going to skip over Brent legitimately saying Joe Graff Jr.?
That was me.
Oh, that was you? Ooh, I was about to say.
No.
I was about to say.
No.
Go for it, Brent.
So I was gonna pick Gibbs because I'm a full believer in one Joe Gibbs talent when it is. It's not just because of his grandson. Like this kid is really good. And, when you go from ARCA to Xfinity, that says something.
Yeah.
So that's why I was going to go with Tyson originally. My second pick, I mean, I feel like it's kind of a cop-out at this point to go with a colleague car. But my pick is actually going to be AJ Allmendinger.
Ooh, Dinger's a
I'd
good
love
choice.
to see AJ win.
I think AJ is one of those drivers that at first I thought he was just a road course springer when he went down. The same stuff he was doing in the Cup. But he has really impressed me the last couple of seasons. And, really good. And I still think that's what AJ Allmendinger is contender this year. I think he's going to eat this weekend. I think this weekend.
Okay, so Landon's having about the same issue that Brent had.
He'll be back.
So we'll get Landon number 1 out of here, and we'll bring in Landon number 2.
There he is.
Brother.
There's Landon, and I'll scoot him back up to the top row up here, where we had him originally.
Oh, Mello jumped me in the pick order.
Hold on. Okay, I can arrange that.
Give it back.
Give it back. That's what I'm doing. Give
it back.
This is what happens when you both direct and host a show at the same time. So, my pick for Xfinity. You know, Jordan went with Landon Castle.
I know where this is going.
Mello went with AJ, or Brent went with AJ. So I'm going to complete the trifecta. I say Daniel Hemrick wins it at Las Vegas.
It's one of his best tracks.
It is one of his best, actually. I forgot.
Okay, so now the order is all good again. And now we will turn our focus to the Cup Series. And again, Landon, if you feel inclined, please start. And we'll go clockwise.
This is going to make nobody happy. I've got Joey Logano.
Go fuck yourself.
I understand why. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Same.
Here's the thing. I think Landon picked Joey about like how I picked Hamlin to win Daytona. I didn't want to do it, but it seemed like the safest bet at the time. So, Jordan, what say you?
I've seen the speed.
Oh,
My heart is screaming. All three of my favorite drivers will win this weekend. Kyle Larson is going back to back.
Ah, damn it, you stole my pick. You ass. You stole my pick.
We're starting up the
Okay.
18-win season.
If you manifest that, I'm coming to Iowa, and I
We're
am
going to
whipping
finish
your
second to
ass.
Phoenix and lose the championship.
That would be the most Kyle Larson thing ever. So, Mello, who is your pick for the Cup race?
Well, I'm going the opposite route of Jordan.
He's picking.
I think a certain driver is gonna get payback this week. Not in crashing somebody, but in winning the race. I'm going with Mr. Chase Elliott to get it done this
I
time.
can see Elliott doing it.
Because he was gonna win in Vegas in 2020 before the flat tire, I think it was, or something.
And Bowman
So I
was
think
going
he's gonna
to.
get it done this time.
And then when the flat tire came down, Bowman was going to win it, and then Ross did the spin and ruined it. I'm still not over that.
That still triggers
Bowman should have like back-to-back like multiple win seasons, but no, Ross had to do the stupid. So Brent, who do you pick for Vegas Cup?
I can't believe my pick is still here because I thought this was going to be obvious. He's going to win the truck race.
Oh,
See if they get those
Damn it.
cooling. Those
Okay,
cooling deals
I was
taken
gonna.
care of.
I was wanting to pick Kyle for the Cup race, but
Two of your picks
That
got
can't-
picked. The
that
Kyle's
can't
got
do
picked.
that. So, who's gonna be my backup now? Since Kyle Busch is off the board.
I've got my guess. Let's see if I'm right.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna regret this pick so much. Kevin Harvick.
Oh boy.
You just make
Oh
me
boy
very
is
happy
right.
with that pick.
I wouldn't be upset about that one bit.
Pickle Pog's gonna be happy.
Kevin's due.
He
I
is,
won't be
but
upset
Dude.
if he's the one being chased to the win.
He's due to retire.
oh, that too. That too. So
I too remember Bristol last year.
yes. Oh, that was the greatest meme finish of all time.
I was happy. with
Greatest meme finish of all time. So we ran a few minutes over on this episode, but that's no big worry. We had 5 people here, new record crowd for this show,
that. There
and
goes
hoping for more in the future. And Landon's leaving again. He's having issues. So I guess we'll pick now to end it here. So thank you, one and all, for showing up and showing love and listening to 5 gearheads talk about all things in the world of motorsports. It means a lot to us. So thank you again for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week, wherever you might be in this wide world of ours. Take care. Much love. God bless. And all the best to all of you.
Raise help,
Take
raise
care.
help.
Skeet, skeet.